What's up, guys? Here to open up the new two-player starter set, Cloud versus Sephiroth. The remake also just came out, demo just came out today, and that was a lot of fun. So this is definitely going to, go with the same mood for the day. If you guys haven't had a chance, play that out too. I do want to thank TCG Titans for hooking us up with this. Really nice of them to send us this so we can showcase it. We do have a promo code in the description. I'll put the link to the site, and on checkout, you can use promo code EmoTempest to go ahead and get, I think it's like 10% off of your Final Fantasy purchases this week. It will last about a week, so make sure you guys get in there as soon as you can with it. Let's see here. We're going to open the Sephiroth side first. Well, it was much easier to open. I was actually worried I was going to have to do takes on that one. A little fun. All right, so we do have a foil. We have a playset, only one foil full art. When Sephiroth attacks, all the forwards your opponent controls with 8,000 power or less. At the end of each of your turns, remove 3 cards from the break zone, from your break zone, from the game, or put Sephiroth into the break zone. The first effect is nice, and it would be even better if the second effect wasn't there. But unfortunately, I don't see this being used right away until we get cards that something like a Painful Choice like card lets us throw extra cards that we need in there. I suppose we can pair it with Magus Sisters and things like that. And I don't know. He is a very nice looking card, but we don't know about how much use it's gonna get yet. Azul is the new Dataluma. If you guys haven't heard of it, when Azul is dealt damage, choose a forward your opponent controls, deal it 1,000. And then at 3 damage and 5 damage, he deals an extra 2 or 3 damage. So every time you ping him, he can deal up to 6k. That's what that seems like. It's pretty good. He's cheaper, and he takes longer to maximize his potential at 5 damage. So there's you're trading consistency with cost, I guess. So that's good. Also, now maybe people can try the Terra version, the old Terra version with this, the Ice Lightning, or even old-fashioned or Wind Lightning now with the Cactuars. We have some a couple of old cards, Opus 3. We have new cards, Reeves, and here we go. Here are the other exclusives. Don Corneo. Tap, put 2 cards, choose a forward, dull it. 7 cards, choose a forward, break it, and then 15 cards, choose a forward. You gain control of it for as long as Don Corneo is on the field. That is an extremely high cost to take control of something, and I'm sure the taking control effect rules still apply. Probably will not be able to attack on your side until the following turn unless it has haste. So unless it's do or die, remove a forward, steal an Arden, something that you don't, or in case you could just pay for him, you can pitch Corneo so he doesn't block. But it better be a real crazy situation for you to take a card and use it. So we don't know about that one here. And this one is probably the one I'm most excited for, the Kate Sith, at least from this side of the deck. Enters the field, your opponent reveals their hand. You may select a card from their hand and select 1 card in their hand other than a backup. If you do so, remove it from the game, and your opponent draws 1 card. Pretty good first turn. Kind of disrupts your opponent's mulligan a little bit. So something and also gets you information, right? Kind of, if you play this first turn without knowing what your opponent is playing, you already get an idea and you can adapt instantly. Whereas they will have to, they're already knowing you're playing ice of some kind, but they won't know exactly until they play a little further. Probably the best Kate Sith we have. It's going to be hard to top that. And then we got, the old Deep Ground. Oh, look, the hero. That's cool. If you guys were still missing some of these, now you have a playset. The Shivas, and 3 of probably the new best art card in the game, Kadaj. If you haven't read him, I'd be happy to, explain this to you. When he enters the field, select one of the following 3 effects. Choose a forward, dull it. Choose 1 forward until the end of turn. It gains until the end of your turn. It gains 2,000 power and brave. Or you can choose up to 2 cards from either player's break zone and remove it from the game. I don't know why you would choose from yours, but you could. But I'm sure that might be useful in the future. But as of right now, just being able to consistently disrupt your opponent's recursion is going to be good. A body that does this is going to be very useful. and then he can remove himself from the game and bring him back and do one of the 3 effects again. He's gonna be a real annoying card. He's over the curve with amazing abilities. If it this is gonna be one of those gotcha cards because it's a starter, it's dark, and it's gonna be foiled. So be on the lookout for those. And he's EX burst, right? So you're gonna get all of his benefits if he hits it in damage too. Yeah, this is probably one of the better cards also in the set. These are the 2 I'm really excited about from the Sephiroth side. Now let's get into the Cloud side. Have you guys had a chance to play the new demo, or even have you guys picked up your starter deck? If not, make sure to use the link. This one's giving me a little more trouble, but here we are. Clouds, triple clouds. This is the full art one looks a lot nicer. Yeah, people are gonna be trading for these, so if you're into full arts, just try to trade them. I don't know if you'd want to pick up more like whole starters. These are cheaper than the villains versus the heroes versus villains one we had a few sets back. This is like, I think it's retail at 25. I'm not sure, but I think from what I understand, it's cheaper than the 35 one we were paying before. You can tap Cloud to put 1 category 7 forward into your break zone. Search a forward that costs 1 CP more than the forward put into the break zone and play it onto the field. You can only use this ability during your main phase. That seems really fun. I don't like that you can only use it during your main phase. I would like to be able to respond and like break something as a battle trick. But that's probably why they stopped that, so you couldn't like attack with something and then swap it out for something higher cost that also has haste or something, and then like go into more damage. I like that it's kind of limited to 7s to start, but you can bring out anything forward that costs 1 CP of more than that forward. So that's a good way to, kind of filter through your deck and stuff. I like this card. I think someone's gonna figure this out. Hopefully we can do it here first. Triple Vincent, Death Gigas, 3 drop 7k, 2 S's, Death Gigas. Until the end of the turn, Vincent gains 1000 power first strike, and when Vincent attacks, choose a dual forward of cost 4 or less and break it. Vincent, and then the other one at 5 damage, Vincent gains plus 3000 power first strike, and when Vincent attacks, choose a character and break it. This effect does not end at the end of the turn. Yeah, you can. He's very dangerous if he lives, but I feel like he's a little slow already. And then you have to, not only are you going to need multiple Vincents. This is kind of like the same curse that Bart's Elt has. He is a very good card, but he needs a lot of resources to make it work, and you'd have to build around it heavily. So we'll see if this one makes it into the meta as well. And then we have some old cards too that helps out if you're trying to build an FF7 deck. This one and probably the last starter deck, which was also, there's been 3 FF7 decks. The first one, the structure, and now this 2-player one. So definitely they're pushing this one for the new game. Barret, when Barret enters the field, choose a forward your opponent controls. Deal it 1000 damage for each category 7 character you control. If Barret results from an EX burst, deal it 2000 damage for each category you control instead. That's pretty good, actually. I like that. There's a lot of 7 backups already. And so hitting this on an EX burst could effectively kill something when you're, anywhere mid to late game. And then you can at least you might be able to kill something on summon, on like when you bring them out. If late game, if you've set up already like your backups and you have a few forwards. He is cheap, so he is pretty good. And then this is Red 13 is a new one as well. If you control category 7 forward other than Red 13, Red gains 1000 power, haste, and first strike. That's actually really cool. He's 9k, so over the curve and has haste. I like it. Going through some of these, man, they really push in all the 7 stuff. It's cool. Oh man, new sages. Oh, and phoenixes. So I think now this makes I can finally finish the set of phoenixes. I've always been missing 1 or 2. I lend them out or something. And then the Aerith. New light Aerith. When Aerith enters the field, choose up to 2 category 7 characters in your break zone other than the card name Aerith. Add them to your hand. You can tap 1 and tap her to put Aerith in the break zone and select one of the following two actions. Choose a category 7 forward you control, dull it. It gains this forward cannot be broken until the end of the turn, or choose one dark forward and break it. So that's probably here. I wonder what a game like between both of these decks would be like. If I had more time, I'd probably put it together, but this is supposed to counter the Kadaj clearly. So maybe this might help if Dark keeps getting a lot more love. But in terms of playability, opening this with two like 7 characters is just like a free forward, right? And then later in the game, it sucks that she's not EX burst. That would be a little bit over the top considering that she gets 2 cards back. But I can see why they did it. She's a little undercurved, but being able to remove herself saves you from, you know, things like Fusoya and, you know, any kind of targeting stuff, and it lets you save your other forwards. So pretty decent card. I like her. Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up here for the new stuff. Guys, let me know what you think. I can't wait to see what 7 decks come out of this. I know there's been a lot of, it's always one of the pet decks that like goes around that people always want to play. It's in that yeah, it's in the category with Dragoons, and you know, like the category decks, I wish, if you will, like a 7 or 8 or 9 deck. So yeah, I'll see what I can come up with this too. Maybe I'll follow up with my own 7 deck if you guys are interested in that. If this video gets at least 10 likes, I will make my own version of a 7 deck and use as many of these as possible. And then if not, we'll build an even better deck. I'm sure we'll figure it out, and I'll share that one anyway. But again, make sure to stop by TCG Titans. Links in the description. Remember, promo code EMOTEMPEST for 10% off your purchase. If you guys haven't gotten your starters, you're going to want to get them because these cards, especially Kadaj and probably Kate Sith, are going to impact the meta a lot. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.